This video should be used if you're having a lot of trouble with the Unity tutorials, or if you just want an idea of how to start the activity. The recommendation is that you follow the tutorials with headphones and pause after each moment of activity. So if the man in the video says to rename a file, for example, you pause the video and rename the file and carry on. That way you'll be able to follow along at a reasonable pace. The Unity website, for which you have a direct link on our website, offers the tutorial videos, a written transcript as a drop down under the video, and any relevant blocks of code underneath that. The nature of the whole activity is as follows. Working in Unity, occasionally coming out of Unity and writing code. Other than that, it's previewing your game and working through the whole set of tutorials. Just bear in mind that I, being your tutor, had a fair bit of difficulty with some aspects of the series, namely the areas concerning C# coding. I came across errors and had to consult the forums and take time to backtrack. Even with my experience using software for many years, this set of 9 beginners tutorials took me just under 4 hours to complete. Though now that I have completed them, I'm a lot more confident in using the code. You need to use both Unity and Visual Studio to write the scripts, which is the name of the code documents Unity uses. You will be required to copy down any code that he produces. The tutorials provide a means in which to do this. Both Unity and Visual Studio are linked together, so as you save your work in Visual Studio, it will be updated in Unity. It is not uncommon to receive error messages about this when you're trying to save it and play your game. The man in the video will not get any errors, so it can be frustrating when his works first time. My advice is to stop the tutorial and concentrate on finding a solution to this. You can do this by using the debug option in Visual Studio. This will enable you to see where the errors are and what they mean in relation to the whole code script. You can also track these with the colours running along the edge of the document. You can also see these errors once you've saved and imported it back into Unity. Often, it is just a matter of making a spelling change or adding another colon or bracket or something else. Even when you are following along diligently, it is very easy to get something wrong, which brings up errors. Your game will not even preview if this does not work. Do not get frustrated. Take the time and you'll be able to sort it out. If any code still does not work despite you making the necessary changes, I would recommend you copy the code that you are given under the video and transcript. Please be aware that there are issues that could come up with this. Often, the tutorial provider adds sections of the text as separate stages of the tutorial, so it would not be wise to just do this straight away. It is actually easier to listen intently and do exactly what he says. You will still have to watch the tutorial to ensure that you do everything in Unity to match what you have done in Visual Studio. Once a script is saved, it is automatically updated in Unity. That means it is very difficult to go back on yourself once you have made a series of errors. So that will be another reason why it would be ideal to listen carefully to what he's asking you to do and do it to the best of your ability. Like any of the software that we use on this course, the programs have an undo button that you can use, so bear that in mind. Once you have managed to complete the UFO game, if that's where you started, why not try changing some of the assets by creating Illustrator documents and Photoshop documents that replace the saucer, the diamond, and the walls, and see where you get to. It'll be a great way to stretch yourself. If you have the time to do the other tutorial, then you will find it a lot easier. Although you are using 3D objects and assets, these are objects that are created directly in Unity. So anything that you've learned here, most of it is going to be useful. So with that in mind, I look forward to seeing your work, and hopefully you would be able to stretch and challenge yourself by creating both games. Good luck. So here we have it. This is the completed game. This is what I expect you to be able to create. Please make sure that the exe file, the executable file that you end up building, is popped onto your website as a downloadable file. Okay.